In a land far, far away, deep in the heart of nature itself, a new prison arose from the earth below. A disruption in the forces of nature, created to entrap the evil servants of the underworld once and for all. This is Gaia's Vault. Now, what makes this prison inescapable? We will cover this more later, but basically a lot of kill checks and overpowered defense mechanics make sure you can't possibly bypass any security measurements. We're also using a special technique to keep people out. I'm sure you've heard of chunk bans by now. This is the chunk ban machine that we developed ourselves. Inside the machine there is a shulker box which is filled with a lot of books, which again are full of complicated characters. This shulker kicks you from the server because of information overload if you are near it or have it in your inventory. This machine spits the shulker out every second so that there can be no player within the 32 block radius near the machine. Gaia's Vault is protected by 24 of those always on chunk ban machines outside of the prison and 9 toggleable chunk ban machines inside of the prison. So what does this mean? First, chunk ban machines exist everywhere around the prison, so you can't even get near the prison. Secondly, some of the chunk ban machines inside of the prison will be switched off during the visiting stage, but this can only be controlled by the main warden, but we will cover this more later. Now, let's talk about the inside of the prison. As you already know, there are toggleable chunk bans in the whole prison. They can be used to kick any intruders from the server or to check if an invisible person tries to sneak in. The cherry on top? For safety reasons, the inside chunk ban machines activate every 15 minutes for a span of 1 second. And since it takes 18 minutes to break obsidian, with an efficiency 5 netherite pickaxe, you will never ever be able to mine any obsidian in the prison. The new lockdown system will now clearly point out where the problem is, rather than just making noise. The lockdown will be activated if the visitor or prisoner destroys the prison, or if a guard manually triggers the alarm. Following that, all guards will be teleported to the guard room and all chunk ban machines, with the exception of that in the middle area, will be switched on automatically. This can be used to kick the visitor or intruder and prevent vandalism while guards and prisoners are still safe in the middle area. Also, the walls are very different, making them even more witherproof. Although, I guess you wouldn't even be able to reach the walls in the first place, would you? The whole prison is also chorus fruit proof in the important areas, and inside the prison you're also not able to spawn any withers due to a lack of space. There are trap portals all around the prison, which hinder anyone from getting into the prison by building a portal themselves. If someone somehow manages to almost free the prisoner though, the main warden has a last resort button. This suicide button allows him to ban every single player inside of the prison, forever and irreversible. Oh yeah, and you might have noticed we kinda got rid of like the basic human rights, you know? Sorry, I guess? Well anyways, all of this sounds pretty amazing, right? Well, those are the guys that made it possible. The Death Creeper, again, was the main redstone engineer. Obama Man had a lot of concepts and new ideas that helped improve the prison, and Jerry Lum was our main escapist, telling us what was still abusable in the prison. And I myself mainly worked on the outside of the prison. The links are in the description, so go check him out. So let's finally try to visit the prisoner. So, as in every prison in the existence of prisons like ever, we ring a bell to call the guard. Wait, no. You actually have to hop in a call with the warden on Discord in order to even gain access to the nether. Once in the nether, you have to put all your items in the chest. This chest also functions as the locker. If you happen to enter the prison with items in your inventory, you will get manually killed or chunk banned immediately. As you might be able to see, it's really narrow in here to prevent withers from spawning on the inside. Now a chunk ban activates, kicking all guards and visitors in this area. This is because that way the warden in the control room can see if someone tried to sneak in with invisibility potions. After rejoining, a door opens, leading you to the first kill check. You right click this bed and then you will get killed with a lingering potion of harming. You will spawn on the other side of the kill check. After that, you will be brought to a one-person chamber that will only let you pass through if you're standing on the pressure plate alone. After that, you have to wait for the guard to open the daylight crawl space tunnel. You will then arrive at the second and last kill check, which will make sure you definitely have no items on you. By the way, if you were to drop items in any of the 2 kill checks, those would trigger lockdown automatically. After you set your Enderpearl stasis chamber, you can proceed further down the hallway. You're almost there. All you have to do now is choose one of 4 tunnels leading to the 4 identical cells. You are now ready to drop into the prisoner's cell. The cell is no longer underwater and instead only has a single layer of water at the bottom in order to prevent chorus fruiting. Again, the walls infinitely regenerate and blah blah blah. If you're interested in the design of the cell, go watch the 2 videos about my previous 2 prisons. Well, there's actually one special thing about the cell that has never been done before. The bed. The bed is located many blocks below the cell. Yet, if the prisoner respawns, he directly ends up in the cell again. How does this work? It works using a special hitbox property that shulkers or boats have, which make the game search for an alternative spawn location located higher up. The credit for the discovery of the mechanic goes to Squilly, so you can check out his video in the description for a more detailed explanation. But Sven, wait, if the bed is so low, how can the prisoner set a spawn point? Well, I'm glad you asked, because I really like this part. You basically go through all the visiting steps we've covered before, but you're accompanied by a guard at all times. But when you're able to choose which cell you want to enter, you instead fall down the shaft, and after another security door opened, you can click on the bed to set your spawn point. After that, the guard will manually kill you. You will then land inside of the cell. Super important disclaimer. If you have an idea on how to escape, please make sure to read the whole handbook first. It contains certain protocols all guards have to follow and tell you what to do in what situation. The Death Creeper released a video where you can get an in-depth look at the guard areas and the technical side of things. Alternatively, head over to Jerry Lum's video to get a POV of an in-depth video of the whole visiting process. I mean, we also have a friggin' website set up which contains an FAQ about Gaia's Vault. The link is in the description. Well, we've seen the inside of the prison now, but because I already know so many people are gonna comment that banning requires commands and they saw command blocks outside of our prison and that's why we're cheating. I just quickly want to debunk that. No, we're not cheating. Those special chunk ban shulker boxes are actually buildable in survival. And the command blocks? Well, you see, those are not actually needed. They just help to make the map not feel like complete. With those, you can turn off the chunk ban machines that are normally always on, and you can actually look at them. This would normally not be possible. There's also a lever that spawns in all the Elder Guardians in the right place and with the right timing. This prevents them from desyncing, because that would not happen in the real prison as well, because it is being loaded by a guard 24/7. So now, let's summarize it. You're trapped in an indestructible cell. You can't break any blocks, and your bed is far away from you. Additionally, no one can get near the prison, and even if they would be able to break in, the guards can still press the suicide button and ban the whole prison forever. Good luck escaping this time, Mythrodak, because this is the inescapable Gaia's Vault. Sweet rain is hammering the dry ground, dirt turning to muddy foundations, leaves nodding their heads to the sound, Gaia smiling upon her creations.